If you're just joining us, we're talking with Jim Rose and his troupe of circus sideshow human marvels. We got this, naturally I'm asking where did we get this, Newsweek magazine. Quote, it's not, this was March 30th, it's not for everyone, but it's a phenomenon drifting around the Pacific Northwest. And even the Northern Exposure crew dropped in one night to see the guy who eats the live slugs. Jim, what do they charge? What is the tickets do you usually charge for something like this?
It's $10 to $13 a ticket.
Uh-huh. Seated from left to right, the Torture King, the amazing Mr. Lifto, Matt Crawley, the eccentric pharmacist from Montana. Tell you about that in a minute. Dolly, the doll lady, and of course Jim Rose. Matt, let me start with you. How'd you go from being a pharmacist to a full-time sideshow marvel?
Well, I've been a pharmacist for about 5 years, and I met up with Jim about a year ago. I saw his act because he did some escapes, and I was very much interested in Houdini for a long, long time. And I liked it, and I'd done some things myself, and I said, hey, may I do my thing? And he liked it, and he wanted me to do it. I'd been doing it for fun for a while, and eventually I began to compare what I was doing as a pharmacist with what I was doing with Jim Rose, and I got a lot more personal satisfaction from doing this.
Hi. Do you take any kind of drugs?
Well, that would be a normal question, wouldn't it?
No, I drink coffee. Is coffee a drug?
Coffee.
I drink coffee.
Coffee?
It dulls the sensation.
There's another act I do that's the real showstopper that involves drinking beer, but we didn't get to see that.
What is it that, we can't let you do it, but tell us what you do.
Well, it's a medical procedure. I've manipulated the tissues of my pharynx and the larynx and the esophagus and the stomach to accept a long plastic tube. And at the end of that long plastic tube, I have a large pump, and we pour beer and chocolate and other sundries into it, and it's pumped into my stomach, and then we pump it back out. And
don't know how we missed that one.
it's called gavage.
Do you have human marvel groupies, and are they as unusual?
Friends, there are a lot of folks who really enjoy what we're doing, and they come to our shows quite often. There are a number of folks in Seattle who've seen just about every one of our shows.
I wanted to ask exactly what you did to your lungs, like how you can use one lung and not the other.
Well, Jim got me going on this. He said, look, Matt, it can be done. It has been done. He said, why don't you do it? And I started doing it, and I thought, no way, because I get the thing about as big as a football, you know, and then I get about as big as a soccer ball. And eventually. But then when I started doing it after a long enough time, I started noticing that the diaphragm seems to move differently. And Jim's telling me that it's each lung working differently. And I honestly don't know for sure. To me, it seems like the diaphragm is moving differently. But you know, what can I say? Some men are just differently endowed.
I want to introduce you to Jim's wife, Bibi. She says that she is the perfect way to get back at your husband after you've had a fight. She uses these very pointy darts. Now, Jim, you call this routine your impression of the human dartboard. Will you take it away?
Sure. The human dartboard is designed for me to flex my muscles to repel the darts. They shouldn't stick in. Ooh, sorry. Ow.
What do you mean they shouldn't stick in? They're sticking in.
Oh, well, I'm fatigued.
You're fatigued?
Yeah. Ow.
Okay.
Ow.
Take a break. We'll be right back.